Yes, yes, yes. We're back. We're back. We are back, guys. As you walk in, please make sure you hit that like button. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember, we do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, this is a special edition of KI Culture Radio. Hakeem Jordan, what's cracking like? What's cracking like? What is cracking like? Can you hear me?
No, no, we can hear you. My bad. I didn't. Just chilling, man. What's good with y'all?
We good. We good. No complaints here. Another week on the show with you fellas. Feeling awesome.
Yeah, a lot of people was worried about it. Like, what happened to Friday show? What happened to Monday show? We were celebrating birthday weekend. You know what I'm saying? It was
Yeah.
my birthday weekend, so we were out there celebrating. I appreciate everybody that was showing me birthday love, especially in the community tab, in the chat and stuff like that. So I really appreciate that. So that's what happened. I had too much Jordan to drink. I way too much. We partied too hard, so I had to recuperate. And then now I'm back. I'm like, yo, I think I couldn't do Monday's show to say that. If I would have did Monday's show, y'all would have been like, yo, we got to close the show out because I was way out of it. But shout out to my family. Shout out to my friends that came through, show me love and support. I really do greatly appreciate it. It was a whole lot of love. Shout out to you guys. Not only that, but let's do it, man. Shout out to those that are watching us on Facebook. Shout out to my brother Big Don is in the building over there watching us on Instagram. Denise is also watching us on Instagram. Shout out to Mimi, always the first one in the building. Every time we go live, we gotta show Mimi some love, man. Shout out to Mimi. We gotta give Mimi a Christmas gift. She's always the first one in the building. Shame on the mom, mother, and Kendall, the mom, father. They're not the first one in the building, but she's always the first one in the building. So we want to give her love and support. Shout out to you, of course, the co-host of the Shiesty Avengers. She's the first one. Shout out to those that are watching us on Rumble, X, Twitter. Pretty soon we're gonna be on TikTok, Facebook. Shout out to you guys and also YouTube. Thank you for the love and support always coming through and showing up. But Jordan, you already know a lot of things happened over the weekend. I already know your Detroit Lions is still on the winning streak. It seems like they are hot, 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 very
Well,
hot.
yeah, let's get to it. Let's talk about the NFL. So it's been a good season so far. We had great games this weekend. The main one was the Kansas City at Buffalo, which Buffalo won that game. You also had the Pittsburgh and the Baltimore Ravens who played. That was every time they play, it's always like a slobber knocker. It's never like high scoring points. It's really about defense and low scoring, which that's sometimes I like to see in the NFL. But when the wins and losses, we're gonna talk. We're gonna do a clip about the power rankings, and we're gonna talk about who's like the top tier teams in the top teams in the NFL, and also who's been the one team that's been disappointed to you guys. So go ahead, I can't play the clip, and after that we'll chop it up.
Shout
Salute
out
to
to
next
next
level.
level.
Shout
Next
out to next level.
Starting from the bottom, Commanders at number 10 after their loss to the Steelers. The Chargers at number 9. The Packers at number 8. The Vikings at number 7. The Eagles come in at 6. The Steelers at number 5. The Ravens, who play the Steelers this week, at number 4. The Bills at number 3. The Lions at number 2. And the undefeated Chiefs still at number 1. But watch out, they have Buffalo this week. NFL Week 11 power rankings revealing the top 10 starting from the bottom.
I'm sorry, I said the wrong power ranking for week. Should have saw week 12, but because they had the Lions at number 1. But the power rankings from last week at least are a little similar, but it's just the top 3 are a little changed a little bit. But those are your top 10 teams that are invested in the NFL, and and the playoffs is right around the corner. We got like a month and a couple weeks away to the playoffs, and so far there's a lot of teams, like the Lions, the Bills, the Kansas City Chiefs. They might be the top teams in the NFL, and then also you got some scratchers that might make some noise in the NFL, like Arizona Cardinals, the Rams, the Denver Broncos. They might come to surprise, and also the LA Chargers. They might come to play when it comes to the playoffs. So go ahead, Ronnie. Going to the NFL, who is your top teams in the NFL that's playing super duper well, and also name me a team that's that's disappointed to you as far as this season goes on.
Of course, my team is a very disappointing. My team, 49ers, I think we should have been, especially the type of power we have on defense and also on offense, we supposed to be one of the top ranking teams, but we're not. Because of course we're going through the situation with battle with the injuries, also bad coaching, and also defensive coaching as well. It's coaching, it's just bad all around. I still seen us going to the playoffs because our division is really sloppy right now. So I seen us still doing a comeback, even though right now we're getting close to the end. And I think now the 49ers are gonna start picking up because if not, they're not gonna make it in there. But I see 49ers still being going to the playoff, or they're gonna be in the hunt to be one of the people that enter the playoff. Right now, the biggest surprise to me, I'm being honest, Detroit. But I kind of already knew because I have a great coaching staff. So I knew y'all were going to be up there with one of the greatest power ranking teams for this season. And not only that, after the Kansas City loss against the Bills, I told somebody I think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be on the losing streak. Nobody believes me, but I think they're going to be on the losing streak because I think they did way too much early in the beginning of the season. Now, when it's time to really wind out, everybody trying to get the opportunity to go to the playoff, they're going to really play the Chiefs very, very hard. So I think them losing their winning streak, I think the Chiefs got the point like, hey, I think now we need to slow down and get ready for the playoff game. If not, we don't want someone to get injured or get hurt. But right now, who is the most surprising team to me? I think it's Detroit. I think everybody is shocked with Detroit going. Not only that, but they even got Jared Goff probably going for the MVP category. That show you how powerful Detroit came. So shout out to y'all coaching staff. Dan Cameron, he did his thing. He did his thing. Go ahead, Akeem.
I'm going to have to agree with you on what you said too. Kansas City look like they're not in sync right now. Detroit's been playing a hell of a game, man. They've been playing a hell of a game, and I just can't wait to see what's going to go on. You know, I mean, there's a lot of outliers on here. I'm still a little bit off with the Steelers a little bit, but hey, this is football, and this is how it goes.
Jordan, you muted.
My bad. Yeah, so you look at the AFC, you know how, if you look at the seedings, Pittsburgh, they're the number one in the division. You got the Baltimore Ravens and, Cincinnati, they're dead last. And forget one team. Oh, Cleveland, they're dead last too. Pittsburgh is doing their thing right now. And shout out to Mike Tomlin, being 8-2 and it really supposed to be that, Baltimore, they had so much to go off of, just Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry and everything. But when they played Pittsburgh, it was a low scoring game. So yeah. To me, Pittsburgh is doing very, very well, even though with that quarterback situation, even though Russ is playing good, they're doing really, really good. Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, man, this is the best I ever seen him look, because he's not really turning the ball like that. So I could see, Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills and the AFC Championship game. I definitely could see that. When it comes to the NFC, yeah, man, my Detroit Lions right now, I would say they're the great show on turf. Their offense looks historically good. Just how we beating up teams. Like we just scored 50 on Jacksonville, then we scored 50 on Tennessee, and then we put up 47 points on Dallas and everything. It's like the lower tier teams or mediocre teams, we're just like smacking them, busting them down, and looking at the schedule, I don't know who else we're gonna lose to. After the games, I'm kind of, maybe I might be a little bit worried about. We play the Bills, in December, and then we play the in one game. I'm kind of worried about Chicago, and also the Minnesota, which is the last game. But yeah, man, it's just like we're just, this is a special team I'm seeing right now with my Lions, yo. The defense, the safeties, Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph, they're leading the league in interceptions. I don't think a lot of people not know how great safeties. Everybody's focused on offense, but you look at our safeties, we got the best safeties duos in the NFL. Because Brian Branch, he looking like the defensive player of the year right now, and it's just mind-boggling how we keep losing players in our defensive side. But it's always next man up. We're gonna keep rolling. Ever since we lost our defensive line, defensive end, Aiden Hutchinson, we've been undefeated. So yeah, man. Next this week we play Indy. I expect another blowout, and just keep on rolling with the Lions. But other than that, it's my top three teams are the Lions, the Chiefs, and the Bills. And right now, the team I'm kind of really disappointed on is the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm very disappointed at them because
Not me.
Joe Burrow is playing fantastic. If he would have to win if they had more winning games, he probably would have been MVP. But their defense has been terrible, and they cannot finish games.
Correct.
Cannot finish games, and that's why I'm kind of a little disappointed that they can't finish games because they would have to be in it. But right now, for me, they look a little bit more disappointed because even though they start slow at the beginning, they usually start winning games. But right now, they
ain't got no line. They ain't got no line.
They
That's the
never.
problem.
The thing is, right. They never did, but they always find a way. But I guess not having the own line, it's definitely hurting them. That's why they're probably losing games. So, yeah, to me, my disappointing team is Cincinnati Bengals.
Now you know, my disappointment. Another one I want to add on to the Miami Dolphins as well. Dolphins have a good enough wide receivers, good running game. Dolphins supposed to be one of the power ranking team as well, but it seems like they're doing a really good comeback. But their schedule is starting to get really, really shaky because they got to see the 49ers really soon. I think if I'm not mistaken, they play the Bills again, and I think they play New England again. So Dolphins still have a chance to be in the hunt for the playoffs. So let's see how that goes. But they beat the Raiders, dominated game. So and Raiders do have good defense. So let's see how that goes. But Pittsburgh, I'm not surprised. Pittsburgh because remember you already got Mike Thompson as a coach. He can make anything work. That man is just brilliant to me. But I know the coach of the year, Jordan, is gonna be your coach for sure. He's gonna be the coach of the year for sure. He's gonna be the coach of the year. So Mike Thompson, he always do his thing. But shout out to Myron Reed, that's also in the middle. What's going on, sweetheart? Shout out to Abi Wody. It's also in the building. And also shout out to Killer Swag. That's also is in the building. Shout out to him. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys. Make sure y'all hit that like button on your way in. Thank you guys for always subscribing, always showing us love and support. And also shout out to the lovely Bobby Bryan. For some reason, Hakeem, she's on my side. She be on my side, but I can never see the comments, so that's why I want to give her a shout out. Because she be commenting, I'm like, after the show, I see her comments. So I want to give her a shout out, like, shout out to Barbie, because last show she was on my side. That's why you couldn't see her comment. I don't know why it doesn't come up. But anyhow, money. Jordan, you already know, the moolah. Cha-ching, cha-ching. What's going on with the money?
Let's get into it. Let's talk about these finances. We're gonna go back to small businesses. So look, they said there's a big optimistic coming 2025 that we might see a big uptick when it comes to small businesses. One of the reasons I believe is because ever since they kind of mentioned was after Donald Trump, he won an election, and a lot of people believe that that people that voted for Donald Trump that the economy will start strengthening when he's in office. And looking at that, according to researchers, they believe when it comes to small businesses, they believe that people that want to start up for small businesses, that they're maybe be acceptable to get loans or save enough money, that see that when it comes to the next 3 or 4 years, that we might see more profitable small businesses on the rise in the future. So go ahead, Hakeem, go play the clip from Yahoo Finances. And after that, we'll chop it up. Shout out to Y High. We see you, buddy. Shout out to Y High.
Business owners were more optimistic about economic trends in October, but uncertainty jumped, hitting its highest reading on record according to the NFIB. Questions around the election causing a lot of the uncertainty around the future. With President-elect Donald Trump heading back to the White House in January, what does this mean for small businesses? Joining me now is Holly Wade. She is the NFIB Executive Director of Research. Holly, great to have you back on. And now we get to have this discussion post-election. What are your biggest anticipations in how small businesses' outlooks may shift as a result of having clarity about what January will look like and what potentially the policies for the next 4 years could also net out to be?
Certainly. So great to see you again. And for small business owners, the uncertainty index, as you just showed, reached an all-time high in our 50-year survey. And that will largely be alleviated in terms of what they can expect moving forward with post-election sentiment and that relief of, especially with those tax cuts that they're looking to have extended or ideally made permanent, that are set to expire in 2020-25, especially the 20% deduction on small business qualifying income. So those provisions, there's a lot more certainty around what they're likely to expect going forward. And so we'll see that moderate quite a bit. The index did improve 2 points. That was a great sign for small business owners, especially with the outlook on economic conditions. That's the question within the index that improved the most.
And so with that in mind, what are the kind of top topics, if you will, that you're hearing from small businesses that they're identifying and that they're trying to really either get ahead of as there's another seat change within the White House, and how they're planning as well?
Certainly. So looking towards, again, those tax provisions that they're looking to have made permanent that specifically benefit the majority of small business owners. Again, the corporate tax rate, that certainly impacts a lot of small business owners, and the regulatory environment in which they're operating. And they're looking for that to be less aggressive in the kind of the compliance aspect of a lot of the regulations that they've had to manage and work through and comply with, but also just the threat of not knowing what might be coming down the road for them as far as the regulatory environment on a federal level. That will largely be, a much more supportive environment in the new administration. And those are some of the areas where small business owners were particularly looking for as far as election results this last week. And we'll see that reflected in subsequent surveys. But even the run up to the election in October, we did see a bit more support or a bit more optimism among our owners that we surveyed in economic conditions moving forward.
Holly, I wonder how small businesses that you're surveying are thinking about employment, and specifically as it relates to immigration as well, because that's something that's been talked about by the now incoming administration, and the risk of potential mass deportations as well. What are you hearing from small businesses?
Sure. So it's still a very tight labor market for many small business owners, specifically in a few industries, including construction and transportation. Those two in our survey show the largest percentage of our members saying that they have an open position that they aren't currently able to fill. And so many of them are still struggling to hire, to retain current employees. There's compensation pressures. Many of them have, reported that they have increased compensation over the last 3 months, are planning to increase compensation. That's eased a bit off of their very high levels a year, 2 years ago, but it's still an issue in how they're trying to compete for talent. So we'll see what it looks like as far as immigration policy going forward. But, as I mentioned, they're still in this environment of a tight labor supply, and especially for those industries in construction and transportation that we've seen from small business owners.
All right. Holly Wade, NFIB Research Center Executive Director, thanks so much for taking the time here with us.
Yeah, so there you go. So go ahead, Kim. What's your take on the future on small businesses? Do you see it on the rise? You see, since Trump's going back in office, when the economy, might boost up since he's in office, or do you feel like it's still the same, or feel it might be the same if Trump's in office, or the economy might still the same? So what's your take on it, brother? Yeah, go ahead, Kim. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, I'm an entrepreneur, and I support this. I think this is going to be a good year for entrepreneurs, but they also said some things that also made sense. People are worried about mass deportation, and this might affect the economy in a way as far as employment, as far as concerning, but you know how they say you shouldn't be hiring illegals. And then when they say the pressures of raising pay, a lot of people want to pay the bottom dollar to get some things to be done. This is going to force the pay like you wait, but also too, this thing's going to trickle down to another effect. The prices of things are going to go up. So if somebody used to come over and able to remodel your bathroom for $3,000, you're going to pay $7,000 because he's going to have to get some skilled people. But I think this is going to be better. in the sense of, we have to pay like we weigh. Americans deserve well-paying jobs. The pay should be up, and qualified individuals should be able to get the money that they want. And that's how it is. We're the only place. My cousin said something other day. I say, you need to blame America for wanting cheap things. That's basically it. We love cheap stuff. And this is why, when you want your latte $2, you want your tire change to be 25. You know what I mean? In Europe, Spain, and all these other places, or even in Sweden and Canada, a burger is $40. You know what I mean? But people are
Hmm.
getting paid the wage that they want. So just remember, like, hey, what I mean? If you want things to be right, then stop wanting cheap things. Yeah.
I don't. To be honest, I don't think we want cheap things. I think we want the expensive things. Cause think about it, people are still
Mhm.
continue to go to expensive restaurants, still attention to continue to buy Gucci bag, Louis Vuitton. Those stuff doesn't stop. Especially our people, black people as a whole. They spend their money anywhere. Anytime they get money, they quit to spend the money. So I think they not. I don't think we really cheap. I think the problem is, I think as price of living is continuing to go up. That's what we're complaining about. We're just trying to find someone to blame. Now, when it comes to the aspect of small businesses underneath Trump administration, I think small businesses is going to do well,
Mhm.
because Trump is going to mostly focus on the small businesses. That's one of the things he had promised in his campaign. He said the small businesses is what actually help America grow, and was going to bring a lot of companies back that was from overseas and not going to start coming back to the United States, because now they understand that Trump is going to make it a better way for them to have a lot of price. When I mean price, I mean the aspect of taxes to be more beneficial for them. But when it comes to the aspect of small businesses, I think this is a great opportunity for people that's really want to be upcoming entrepreneurs. Go ahead, start your small businesses, especially online, because that's the new way of pretty much the new way of the United States, and I think that is the way they're going. And I see we'll probably do the report after Trump, probably 60 days in office, and we see how small businesses go, is they thriving or if they are not making it. But normally, I think underneath Trump, I think they're gonna do well. Cause I think last time underneath Trump, small businesses were still doing well until the pandemic happened. Go right ahead, Jordan.
Definitely for me, I just want for people. I guess it's definitely how the level of economy is going to be for the next year or next 2 or 3 years, and then if it's going very well, as people see, maybe gas is going down, food might be going down, a lot of stuff be going down. I could definitely see that it might be a higher. We might see more small businesses on the rise, and not just small business on the rise, not seeing small business fail, because usually there's a lot of business fail. I feel like there's going to be a lot of businesses as we see that's really going to make it, because hopefully in the future of the economy, everything will. I want to say economy back to normal, but kind of be where we as people as Americans where we need to be as in order to have a nice a nice good life. And that's what a lot of people, our average American, want. They want a nice stable life, to make sure they can pay their bills, pay their rent. They got kids, make sure they have clothes, all that type of stuff. They don't have, and also have money saved in the bank, and also invest as well. So once we see the economy, doing well, and people are be more open minded, invest in small businesses, absolutely, absolutely, we might see that. So hopefully, maybe in a year or so, we can do a report about from next year to this year, what are the percentage of rising of small businesses from a year from now. So I definitely want to do that. So, but yeah, if the economy is well, absolutely might see small businesses on the rise, and hopefully it will happen sooner than later.
Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss when we go live. And also, especially when we have exclusive interviews, you just never know when we're gonna surprise you. Shout out to Finesse Free Band, that's also in the building. Shout out to Christopher J, that's also in the building. Shout out to Raw as J is also in the building, and D Mitch is also in the building as well. Shout out to you guys. Hip hop, Jordan, what's going on in the hip hop world?
Let's talk about NBA young boys. So let me pull up the okay, here we go. So NBA YoungBoy, he has now he has a plea deal guilty for prescription drugs and fraud in Utah. So NBA YoungBoy is pleading guilty. The 25-year-old rapper pled guilty to 4 counts of felony identity fraud and felony forgery, reduced to a Class A misdemeanor, and 6 counts of misdemeanor unlawful pharmacy conducts, going according to Utah. So he will avoid jail time and will still pay a $25,000 fine as part of a plea deal on the Outlook. Let me see. NBA YoungBoy sentenced in the light of a separate Utah case where he was attempted to receive a sentence of 27 months in federal prison, followed by 5 years of supervised probation for related drug charges. And that's about it from what I got from this source. So I can play the clip, and after that we'll chop it up.
Shout out to Rufus. The truth is in the building.
Ruthless Truth was popping.
NBA YoungBoy, real name Kentrell Galden, has pled guilty in a prescription fraud case tied to his Utah mansion. The 25-year-old Louisiana rapper appeared in Logan Court on Monday, admitting to multiple charges, including identity fraud and forgery. Galden was originally facing 46 charges but reached a plea deal, avoiding prison time in Utah. In exchange, he'll pay a $25,000 fine and serve 27 months in federal prison for related crimes.
Mr. Galden, to the charge of identity fraud, a third-degree felony, 2 separate counts. How do you plead to both of those charges? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
To the charge of forgery, a third-degree felony, 2 separate counts. Both of those being third-degree felonies. How do you plead to those 2 charges?
No contest.
To the charge of pharmacy fraud, a Class A misdemeanor, 6 separate counts. How do you plead to each 6 of those charges?
No contest.
The court finds that you have knowingly and voluntarily entered your no contest pleas. I've signed the statement of defendant and will now enter that into the record. It's my understanding that you would like to waive time for sentencing and be sentenced today. Is that correct, Mr. Galden?
Yes.
Okay. Let's hear first today from Mr. Williams or any of his other attorneys. I think I understand, based on the negotiated settlement, that the attorneys with the state and with Mr. Galden agreed to ordering that he pay a fine in the amount of $25,000.
Correct.
And that once that's been paid, which you do have a cashier's check, that the court reduced the 4 felony charges pursuant to 76-3-402 down to 4 Class A misdemeanors, and that then the court should just close his case.
That's correct, Your Honor. And unless the court has any questions of me, I'm happy to submit if the court's comfortable with that.
I am comfortable with that. I don't have any questions, but I will give you a chance if you'd like to state anything further for the record.
All right, so there you go. So NBA lucky, he smoothed himself out, got a plea deal to avoid jail time. So lucky for him. So Ronnie, what's your take? Do you feel like NBA YoungBoy would, him being left off the hook? Do you see him, not getting any more trouble?
I see him get more trouble because he feel like he's untouchable now. I think he's a fool. I think he's an idiot. So I'm just being honest, Hakeem. He's a fool. He's an idiot. You getting money? What the hell you doing identity fraud for? Makes no sense. And all these, I can't do these people. These Jordan, do these rappers and entertainers want to go to prison? Like, what's the bro? You made it. You on top of the world, and you want to do something stupid like that. Luckily, we already know the music business, the music industry got involved and saved his behind. Because we know if they wasn't behind him, he would have been doing 40 years in prison. Let's just keep it 100. So, but to me, I hope this is an awakening. But Jordan, I'm being honest, I see him doing stupid stuff again. It's just he's 25 years old. He feel like, oh, look, I got out, and I'm gonna be free. Okay, keep playing with him. Keep playing with him. Go ahead, Hakeem.
I might agree with you, brother. You hit it right on the head. But I also want to say jail saved his life. I've never seen him that healthy. He looked a little full. He got a little weight on him. You know what I mean? Got a little weight on him. His skin looked clean. You know what I mean? Jail saved him. I think he at least needed to do a 2-banger. And he came out a little bit swole. You know what I mean? Get his weight up. But just as well as you say, Ron, you're a millionaire and you around here popping pills, you're around here doing identity theft. Like you could just start a pharmacy if you would.
Thank you. That would have made
Like,
no sense.
you know what I mean? Like, but hey, man, you know our people. We're just not logical people. Sometimes we're a delulu. We're rooted in delusion, and we do what that is. Shout outs to Shiesty Bun. We talking about NBA YoungBoy.
I want to see NBA YoungBoy do good. I hope that he do good, but I mean, he never came out in an interview say, "I'm gonna try to do good. I'm trying to do better." So, I mean, I guess I gotta agree with you guys. You know, I don't see him, you know, doing well. I feel like, he has good lawyers. You got the money. You know, you gonna have good lawyers, and good lawyers are gonna help you get out. I just hope that that Ronnie is wrong about him feeling like he's Mr. Untouchable, because he feel like Mr. Untouchable, yo. You gonna keep messing around, and you keep doing stuff like this, the feds are looking, the feds ain't looking for gangsters. The feds are looking for rappers, or you want to be a powerful rapper, or any rappers, they'll look for you to take you down. They'll do their research and they'll try to take you down. So if you keep playing them games and you keep doing what you do, young boy, the feds will come at you. You see how the feds come at everybody else, and you might be next. So please, young boy, try to stay away, be with your kids, do your rapping, be with your kids, and that's all you got to do. But you get into trouble, you're probably gonna be lucky next time. You will not be lucky. No. You will not be lucky next time. So, stay out of trouble, young boy.
Shout out to the lovely Bobby Bryan. I was in the building. Tell Sherry we love her and tell her we wish her all well, and
Who's
hopefully
that?
she having a really, really speedy recovery.
What's up, Bobby? How you doing, baby? Tell Sherry we miss her. Shout outs to Gorilla Black. And
And
Bobby,
shout out to Sky.
Bobby, you was looking nice in your Sunday's finest the other
Oh
day.
yeah, you saw her, right?
I
Yeah,
seen it.
yeah.
She
She
was
was
looking real nice in her Sunday's finest.
that's the old school way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how women supposed to dress when they mature.
Classy.
She was looking clean.
Classy.
I was about to say, Lord forgive me. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a Sunday. Like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Right now, we're getting ready to deep dive a different variety of topics. And also, guys, we also put a poll in the chat. Say, did Mike Tyson lose the fight for money? But that's not the main topic yet. That's on the hour mark. But right now, we're going to hit deep dive a different variety of topics. Guys, we would love you guys' opinion. Did Mike Tyson throw the fight just because of the aspect of money, or is it because he's old? But go right ahead, Jordan. Do your thing before we hit the main topic.
All right, let's start. Let's go. Let's start with these fresh topics. Let's talk about Diddy. We got some Diddy news. You want me something, we'll get to Diddy. So we got more Diddy news. So Diddy is in trouble for witness tampering. So there's been evidence found on Diddy jail cell suggests that he was influenced a witness in his New York's sex trafficking and racketeering case is trying to blackmail others, prosecutor alleged. They say that he was sought to avoid federal detention by using three-way calls and other inmates' phones and access codes. Federal prosecutor says Combs was using secretive methods to contact outsiders from jail. And evidence gathered shows the clear interference that the defendant goal is to blackmail victims and witnesses either into silence or provide testimony helpful to his defense. And an allegation that is more often seen in a mob trial or Mexican mafia style case. But in the motion filed Monday, the Diddy lawyers contended that what investigators actually seized from his detention center cell and was an attorney's client privilege material, including handwritten notes by Combs. They said this search was seized. This search was seized are in violation of Mr. Combs' 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendment rights coming from his lawyer. The targets seized of the pretrial detained work products and privileged materials created in the preparation for this trial. and is outrageous government conduct amounting to substantial due process of violation. So that's what his lawyer says. But let's get into details. So go ahead, King, play the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up. Shout out
Now
to
that,
Jay.
but yeah, he wrote a super chat. Go ahead, Jordan. Read the super chat. Go right
Oh,
ahead.
That's the thank you for the $10 super chat. He said no, he lost because he's old as hell. That's going by Mike Tyson.
Shout out
Mike
J
Tyson.
Hub.
Shout out
Thank
to
you,
J
J
Hub.
Hub. We appreciate you with the super chat.
Love you,
Appreciate
J
so
Hub.
much.
Another shocking turn in the case of Sean Diddy Combs. Prosecutors, as you know, say that the music mogul committed some unspeakable acts. And now they're saying that he's engaging in witness tampering from behind bars. How do they know that? Well, through evidence that Diddy's attorneys say the feds should never have been able to obtain. They are accusing federal prosecutors of what they call outrageous misconduct. Personal notes that allegedly contain attorney-client defense strategies, were seized from Diddy's New York jail cell. Combs' legal team calls that search a violation of his constitutional rights, and they're demanding an evidentiary hearing. Not so fast, though. Prosecutors defend the seizure. They say the notes were obtained during a nationwide, pre-planned sweep of multiple prison facilities. They claim the notes were reviewed by a filter team, someone not involved in the case, to remove privileged materials before they were turned over to prosecutors. Now, prosecutors are arguing the notes that they got contain evidence that Diddy may have tried to influence witnesses, alleging that he paid a witness after making a public statement. Diddy's team strongly denies these allegations. This development comes as Diddy, who has pleaded not guilty to sex trafficking, racketeering, and related charges, is set to appear in court Friday. This would be his third attempt to be released on bond. The case is now raising serious questions about due process and pretrial detainee rights. To clear up some of these questions for us, Joey Jackson, criminal defense attorney and CNN legal analyst. Joey, just to remind everybody, allegations is not a conviction, and Diddy is presumed innocent until proven guilty. But the big question here is it legal for the prosecutors to seize personal notes from a pre-trial detainee, even if a filter team has gone through them and taken out anything privileged? And also explain what a filter team is first, if you could.
Yeah, so Jake, this discussion, no matter whether you love Diddy, don't like him, think he's guilty, think he's not guilty, that's not the issue. The issue is the propriety of the conduct of the government as alleged. Everyone is entitled to a fair trial. Now, the first question comes, well, should the government have been searching his cell? Do they have these searches in jails? Is that appropriate? I think the general answer is yes. They're going to have searches of various detainee cells for safety reasons and other reasons. So as a result of that, expect and anticipate that your cell will be searched. The next question becomes, well, if there's information with respect to that search that deals with your case, that is attorney work product, right? Not attorney work product, but certainly attorney client. When you're visiting a client in a jail, you have discussions about your case, about witnesses, about strategy, about issues. You may take notes or do anything you like, either with your attorneys or when you go back. Now, if the government has gotten that specific information, the answer becomes, well, why and how? That leads me to the question about a filter team. If you get information, and it could be attorney-client privilege, right? You should have the right to speak to your attorney about everything and anything, but it should be filtered. There are a government team. In fact, the Department of Justice created a team in 2020 to do just this, filter information, so that that team is not part of the case, not part of the prosecution. You look for attorney-client privileged information, you parse it out, then you give it to prosecutors. What was the process followed? What was the protocol followed? Was it followed properly or appropriately? We don't know. That's why a hearing is necessary. That should never get into the hands of prosecutors. It's unfair, it's inappropriate, shouldn't happen, and that raises serious questions. That's what a filter team did. Did they abdicate their responsibility? We'll see at a hearing.
This all coming on the heels, of course, of a recent court filing where prosecutors were citing jail phone records. They claim that Diddy used the phone accounts of at least 8 inmates to evade monitoring and to make calls that they allege are also witness tampering. How does his defense team respond to that as they're trying to get Diddy released on bond?
Listen, that's a question of fact, and either the government has the goods on that and he was attempting to do it or not. That's an allegation. That's something else that could be addressed at a hearing or not addressed. But I think the main and core question is, if you have materials that's prepared with your defense lawyers, how do prosecutors get that? Should prosecutors have gotten that? Should the defense team have been given notice to object to that prior to it being given to prosecutors? And so again, no matter what you believe in as guilt, we have to have a process where people believe in their government, and their government's not going to overreach. And I think there's a critical question here that'll be determined not by me, but at a hearing as to whether or not those protocols were followed, whether the search team or filter team followed the appropriate steps and parsed out the information that they should have.
All right, Joey Jackson, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
An emergency hearing in the Sean.
So there you go. So Diddy, he's in the jail waiting for trial for next year, and lo and behold, that even though he's inside, allegedly he shot her. When it comes to witnesses, try to give him a hush somehow, some way, doing his methods and everything. So this is something. So if this is true, that they're definitely gonna bring it to his trial for sure. So go ahead, Hakeem. What's your take on Diddy allegedly try to hush his witnesses when it comes to the trial coming next year?
It couldn't happen to a better person. I love it, man. When you do evil out here and you've been doing wrong to people, it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back. Plus, you're trying to double dutch and get yourself out of there. Sometimes money can't even buy your freedom. This is why it's always good to stay righteous. R.I.P. to Black Rob, R.I.P. to Biggie, R.I.P. to Craig Mack.
Not Craig Mack. Y'all still don't see the comparison between Diddy and the guy from Empire, Lucius?
Yeah.
It's the same. Is it crazy? Like the same comparison. Lucius, I remember one time when he went to jail, he was controlling the jail, he was controlling everybody, all the inmates, telling them all that. And P. Diddy do the same thing. I think what happened was P. Diddy watched the show and he took notes. And now he's using it in real life. No, but I kept telling you guys, and I know it's hard for me to believe, I see P. Diddy getting out. I see him getting out. Go ahead, Hakeem.
I can agree with you on that.
Even Shicey Bun said, she like, Diddy's gonna get out. It's going out. Sad. I'm telling you, Diddy, I see Diddy coming out of this. I see him being it. He's gonna be the one of the few people that beat the fair case, but I see him doing it. I think right now he's playing the game. He's doing whatever he got to do. He's being a narcissist. That's what narcissistic people do. He's gonna find a way. He's gonna manipulate the whole situation, and Diddy will come out. And not only that, supposedly they say he's using his kids. Allegedly, he's using his kids to make him seem like he's a good guy. He's a family guy. Like he can't do no harm. Exactly. He's playing the game.
Oh man.
Go ahead, Jordan. He's playing the game, man.
I'm gonna say this. I guess the stuff you do on the outside, and what you did in the past, maybe 2 to 3 decades or so, that that when it comes to you, Diddy, that wherever you did, I mean, the charges that you got, then you went federal prison in New York and everything, and now you're still trying to get all these witnesses to hush for the trial comes, so it could turn on you. So can it work? It could work. I'm not saying it can't work, but I think it can work. If he still continues with his methods and everything, but it just depends on or if the feds, which I think they will lead, they'll pull it to the trial that he's doing this, and maybe add another count of what he's trying to do and everything. But what Diddy's doing right now, he's still, when it comes to witnesses, he's trying to sway them as much as we can. I believe Diddy do have some type of money to try to hush, try to pay these people so they so when it comes to the trial, people that testify against him, they might not tell the whole truth, but may not remember what happened and everything, and which it can work. It can work because Diddy, he still has some money. So, but yeah, but it just shows that that Diddy is trying his best. Of him, I would say not him not to be not guilty, but him trying to get the best plea deal as possible of him trying not to avoid jail time and everything. So that's what I'm saying. So I guess what Diddy's trying to do, if when it comes to the plea deal, if he can get the best plea deal of him avoid jail time, I think that will be a win-win for Diddy. So, and that's what I see. Yeah, that's what I see. But yeah, like I said, this like I said, I think Diddy is going to continue to do this. It's definitely gonna comes out. I think a lot of things gonna come out for Diddy will come present before the trial the trial start early next year. So, but what's Diddy doing right now? It's just like, he's really trying his best to avoid jail time. That's what I'm seeing, and it could work. It could definitely work, but like I said, we just gotta wait till the trial comes and see how powerful and how big of a case the feds got against Diddy.
I'm just curious of the witnesses. Those are people I'm curious about. Like, who's going to be the witnesses? Who's going to be on Diddy's side? I know the Fed's not going to, show tell people all the information, but I'm just curious, like and also who's going to be at the trial. We know his family and his kids will be there, but outside of them, who's going to be there at the trial? So, but his bond hearing is this upcoming Friday. So let's see if he get out. Go ahead. You muted, Jordan.
I got a question. Since he's doing it right now, do you believe? It might not be TMZ. Maybe CNN. Somebody. Do you feel like in the next couple weeks or month from now that we might see alleged freak off tape from Diddy before the trial
Probably.
starts?
Probably.
I
Probably.
think I'm still kind of
because it could leak. It could leak, Hakeem. It could leak.
that is true, but
before the trial starts, maybe 1 or 2 videos might leak. You never know.
I don't know, man. I just think the freak off is exaggerated, man. That's
why. Mm-hmm.
That shit. Listen, that shit would have been leaked. We should have seen it on Pornhub or X videos.
Mm-hmm.
True.
But the value of it, Hakeem, how big of this case is because the sex tape can make serious money as we speak. It's very valuable right now.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So if somebody might purchase the tapes, because there are tapes out there now. There are tapes out here. I heard there's a couple tapes here in Los Angeles that people has and everything. I just feel like if somebody sell at the right price to somebody, it don't have to be TMZ. It could be if some of these bloggers have enough money to do that, and to get views on all the type of things, I could think it'll leak, but I think it'll leak to make money off whoever puts out the tape.
Let's see. But the only one right now, I think the feds retrieved all the tapes. But if someone has the tape and release it, that's gonna be. I don't know. It's gonna really hurt them though. It's not because remember it's adults. It's different if it were like teenagers, but since it's adults, you got to get their consent. So
yeah,
let's see how it goes. Shout out to Tommy B that's also watching us on Instagram, also in Patterson 2008. I don't know who that is. Shout out to him that's also watching us on Instagram. Shout out to those watching us on X, Rumble. Pretty soon TikTok. We coming to TikTok really, really soon before they try to shut it down. Facebook, shout out to you guys, and also on YouTube. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for always tuning in when we go live. Go right ahead, Jordan, before we hit the 1 hour mark. Go right ahead.
All right, let's go on to the next topic. Let's go to California, which the city of Palm Springs, California, to pay over $6 million in reparation to Black and Latino families evicted from homes. So the Palm Springs City Council has voted unanimously to approve a $6 million reparation for families who were forcibly removed from their homes and a stretch of land at Section 14 in the 1950s and 60s. So a group of people who grew up in the area, known as the Section 14 survivors, applaud the city's decisions at the news conference on Friday morning. We hope that for working in collaboration with the city of Palm Springs, we can show other cities throughout the state of California that it's possible to rectify racism harms says attorneys. So Section 14 was a land owned by I can't mention their of Indians, the Agua. I'm not gonna say because I don't want to mess it up. So it was a property where was at least from families of colors. And then the city took over those areas and they burned it down and bulldozed it down, and without sufficient property, in some cases no notice at all. Let me see. Not only did the city voted for reparations, but also approved and renamed a public park and building a monument on a land listed in the name of their assessor. So this is not the first time California has done this. Remember, this was 4 years ago that back in Bruce Beach that it was a property owned by black folks back in the 1940s, 1950s. Was with the city of Bruce in Manhattan Beach, where the city took over the properties of the black people, and then 70 years later, the state of California gave their land back, which is reparations. And then after that, I think a year later, the family that owned Bruce Beach, they sold their properties for like $30 million. So here in California, when it comes to reparations, what goes to land and everything, or some money that we seeing that California is really giving black people and Latino people their reparations. And remind you that there was a bill that didn't got signed, it got vetoed by the Governor Newsom that when it comes to reparations of black people, but Governor Newsom vetoed it, and it was never a proposition. But California, out of all the states, you see that California, when it comes to reparations, they are definitely giving reparations to blacks and Latinos. So go ahead, play the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up.
Of Section 14. It's a story we've been following for years.
The group hopes that this will mark the end of a decades-long battle for justice for those who were displaced. News Channel 3's Luis Avila live in studio with a closer look at this deal. Luis.
That's right, Karen and John. After years of back and forth, a deal has finally been agreed upon between both parties. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at that. The city is paying nearly $6 million in settlements for direct compensation to residents and descendants of Section 14. Now, separate from that, the city is committing another $21 million to community programs. A majority of that, $20 million, will go towards housing programs aimed at providing affordable housing for first-time buyers and establish a land trust for low-income residents, with priority for Section 14 residents and descendants. The remaining $1 million will go towards small business support, which will provide grants and low-interest loans for disadvantaged groups. It also includes cultural initiatives to honor Section 14.
An agreement is now in place between the city of Palm Springs and a group called Survivors and Descendants of Section 14.
14's legacy, with plans for a monument and naming a future park. Now let's turn back the clock a little bit and give you some context. Section 14 is a 1 square mile area of land located next to downtown Palm Springs. The city participated in clearing the Agua Caliente land for future development in the 1950s and 60s, after its mostly minority residents had been evicted. The city fire department was used to burn down homes and debris, and residents who chose to remain on Section 14, despite orders to leave, saw their homes and personal property destroyed without notice. Now, I tried to reach out to the city, but was told they won't be commenting until after tomorrow's meeting to consider the agreement. So stay with News Channel 3 on air and online at KESQ.com for the latest. Live in studio, Luis Avila. News.
In this Black History Month, we are revisiting a dark moment from the past involving minority families living in Palm Springs. The battle over a piece of land forced residents from their homes in the 1950s and 60s. Inland Empire reporter Leticia Juarez talked to 2 women who survived it and are now fighting for reparations and justice.
Amongst the purple desert sand verbena and the creosote bushes are a few crumbling foundations of the homes that once stood there 6 decades ago.
It was a fun community as a kid.
It was a happy time. The 1 square mile of tribal land was known as Section 14, next door to downtown Palm Springs. For Pearl Devers and Jovita Ayala, who grew up there in the 1960s, it was their childhood home.
This was the only place who welcomed the minorities to this city. We could not live anywhere else.
The land was owned by the Agua Caliente Band of Cahuilla Indians, but controlled by the federal government. Short leases attracted the
In this Black History Month, we are revisiting
families of color who were allowed to build their community on the land. But that all changed in 1959 when the federal government changed the law, allowing the land to be leased up to 99 years.
The city took control over this area and burned and bulldozed us out without sufficient, proper, and in many cases, no notices at all. People literally went to school and work and came home to find their home and possessions gone.
The land had become lucrative to the city, who wanted to develop it. So began a decade-long process from the 1950s through the 1960s of removing the families there along with the homes.
They would knock on doors or put eviction notice, and have them move out. And then, of course, they would light the house on fire and bulldoze it.
An investigation by the Attorney General back then called what happened a families of color, city-engineered Holocaust. Deaver says the loss of the home her father built broke his spirit.
Succumbed to alcoholism, never recovered, and died a broken-hearted man.
Deavers and others formed the Palm Springs Section 14 Survivors Group to seek justice and reparations for the past wrongs through a claim against the city.
In 2021, the city of Palm Springs apologized for its role in the destruction of Section 14, even removing a statue of Mayor Frank Bogart, who led the removal effort. The group telling us those were good first steps.
The apology is great, but there needs to be some restitution made for the Section 14 survivors and descendants, There needs to be a reckoning. There needs to be a healing.
In a statement to Eyewitness News, the city of Palm Springs said the city council is committed to and actively moving forward on developing achievable, lasting, programmatic efforts and initiatives that will make an impact on the lives of those who lived in city-engineered Holocaust, lost their homes in Section 14 during the 1950s and 60s. While the past cannot be erased, for Deavers, it's about the city's redemption.
This is my soil. I love the city, but I want to see the ugly stain of what happened here on Section 14 put behind us and the city of Palm Springs.
Leticia Juarez, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Yeah, so there you have it, the city of Palm Springs, which is it's from where I'm at right now. I think it's 2 hours away. It's in the desert. They call Palm Springs as a oasis because I think it's in the lower desert area. And I've been to Palm Springs. Me and my wife 3 years ago for our anniversary. And it's a nice city, to go and chill, relax, and everything. But yeah, to see that, that not just you see that the state of California, when it comes to reparations, that they're one step ahead as other states of giving them that. There are some other states that we thought it was good reparation, like for beginning, like the state of Oklahoma with the Tulsa of the three people that that was in the Tulsa bombing back in the 1920s, if I'm not mistaken, and they was fighting for years and years and years, and they didn't get their reparations. But going to you, Ronnie, other than California, do you see other states, might give reparations, not just states but cities that, when it comes to reparations, do we see more reparations coming, like we're seeing in the state of California?
Yes, I see other states doing it. I think people are gonna start taking those and see how when black people come together, they can become unstoppable. So that's where it starts. It starts from people coming together and understand, okay, we need to do for the greater cause and the greater good. Because remember, this is your generation. Your generation, you feel that they robbed or stole or pillage your family heritage, stuff like that. Go ahead, stand firm and do what you got to do. But I see other states doing it. There's stories in each state, Florida, Texas, Oklahoma, you name it, Pennsylvania, you name it. So I see people really starting to take note, really serious about this reparation. So this is the beginning. This generation ain't playing. It seems like they on a mission, and a mission to get the stuff that belongs to them. Go ahead, Akeem.
I look at it a little bit differently. I think that when Black Americans finally get some money, we won't be here to see it. I think it's going to take another 60 years, but you also got to realize the main thing that white Americans, Hispanic Americans, Arabs, Indians, they say, why should I pay public taxes for something that I didn't do? I wasn't there. You feel what I'm trying to say? And these are the sentiments of just average Americans. Oh, because we're talking about what, $1 trillion of reparation. That's just I'm just giving a ballpark figure, and where that's gonna come from. You know what I mean? Taxes. You know what I mean? We're gonna have to pull resources. We might have to pull for some public sectors. I thought this was a beautiful thing that happened in Palm Springs. I didn't even know about it. You know what I mean? But look, the Black Wall Street people, they denied them their money. They say they ain't gonna pay them. So it's certain countries that we're so deep rooted in hatred and racism and pillaging. This is America. We take what we want, eminent domain. We slaughter, pillage, and you know what I mean. This is the basis of our history. We just our history is doing people wrong. Our history is taking what we want. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to Know Your Worth. How you doing today?
Yeah, the seeing this, what California said when it comes to reparations, like we said with the family of Bruce Beast, which they got their land back and then they sold it for, 20, I think it was $20 million, something like that. I can see the more of that coming in the state of California. We've seen it in little cities here and there, and I mentioned, Governor Newsom, he had a reparation bill he could have, put up, but he didn't do it. But uh, uh, and good to see California doing that. But when it comes to other states, I'm kind of with Hakeem that way. Especially some southern states, I definitely not gonna see it happen. There was a city in Illinois that was doing reparations. I can't remember which. I got to do my research about it. That they granted reparation in one small city. I can't remember which. I definitely got to do my research. So I could see maybe more Midwest states that I wouldn't say that they're necessarily like swing states, but blue states. When it comes to more reparation, I can see, states, when it comes to governor and cities, looking at what California is doing. And when it comes to land that was stolen, from Black people, I can definitely see if Black people, talk about it more and really be on the politicians' ass about, comes to reparations, especially, if you lost land lost land from 40 years ago, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, that Black people have for generations and generations. And if you keep on talking about it and demanding like that, you can see a change. But the thing is, for Black people, you just can't, demand it and then stop. When it comes to if you have the paperwork, when it comes to getting politicians to actually talk about it and actually putting it into a bill and actually voted for it in the bill. I'm not talking about from the federal for the government. I'm talking from state and city. You need if you can't get the federal to get reparations, you could definitely get the state or the city when it comes to if you own some type of property that was taken from your family generations ago. You can possibly get reparations, but you definitely have to fight to do it. If like I said, you might take a loss, but keep on demanding. If you got passed to your next generation that you had land that was stolen from you that decades ago and also generations ago, it's your job is to fight for it and make sure you get it. Make sure you get your land back. Because I mean, I never thought this would be possible. Of seeing what happened to Bruce Beach, of them getting their land back and get reparation, and also a city of Palm Springs. So of doing that. So when it comes to wherever it's come to California, if I see another topic like this, I'll bring it up. So we'll talk about it. So if people can see it and say, hey, California's doing a good job, maybe, if I talk to my city officials in another city and everything, or instead, maybe, we can, if we could fight, stay together, we could probably get our land back. But the thing is, you have to fight. You have to fight. And the thing is, it's not going to be an easy process. Like these people what happened to Palm Springs, it took them decades to get their land back. So if you got to be patient and fight and make sure you talk to your next generation, your kids, your grandkids, and hey, we need to get our land back. It might take decades to do, but we need to get our land back. That will be a monumental thing when it comes to you as a black person to get your land back. So the thing is, you got to fight, and the thing is, it's not gonna be a fast process. It might take decades to get your land back.
Like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side. We just hit the 1 hour mark. About to deep dive to this main topic, the shocking truth about Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight nights. I hope you guys watch the fight night. Shout out to those watching us on Instagram, Facebook, Kick, and also Twitch. Make sure you guys follow. So very important for you guys to follow so you never miss when we go live. Shout out to those watching us on Rumble and also X. Shout out to Jay that's also watching right now on Instagram. Shout out to you, big dog. Jordan, the Mike Tyson fight and the Jake Paul. Man, what a fight! What a fight! What a fight of the century! They almost broke down Netflix, man. The most watched thing on Netflix in history.
Yes, it was the most watched, and not just Netflix, but watching in general. It had more views than the Conor McGregor, the Floyd Mayweather, the Mayweather Pacquiao. It was the most watched fight in the history of boxing, and this happened Friday night. Hey. So me and my wife, we did watch. I was off, so I'll get the chance to watch and everything.
Pour some apple juice for me.
And also, there was white fights before that, but when it comes to this main event, there was a lot of bets, placed on Mike Tyson. There was a lot of bets placed on Mike Tyson. They believe they would knock out, but if you watch Jake Paul, he is a solid fighter. He can't fight. I mean, I give Jake Paul that. He is a solid amateur fighter. I just wish he'll fight some real boxers, but I guess when it comes to what he's doing right now, there's more money into that. But yeah, so as the decision was made, Jake Paul won all 8 rounds, 2 minutes. It looks like we saw the fight that the first 2 rounds that Mike Tyson was looking good, and after that, Mike Tyson was Mike Tyson. Some people thought it was rigged. Some people say, okay, Mike Tyson, come on, he's 58, he's too old. And like I said earlier this year, he had health problems. He had ulcer problems, back in January, and for that whole week and a half. And he also said he almost died because of that at that time, because that fight was really supposed to happen earlier this year, but he had health problems back. In June, and him being at 58, you're gonna start feeling that with age and everything, especially guys, some stuff wrong with your body, but. As you guys see, we're gonna react to it. So go ahead, King, play the clip of Jake Paul talk about the fight, and after that, we'll chop it up.
Did you start to take your foot off the gas just a little bit because you knew he was tiring out?
Yeah, definitely a bit. I wanted to give the fans a show, but I didn't want to hurt someone that didn't need to be hurt.
At any point, did you start to take your foot off the gas just a little bit because you knew he was tiring out?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so there you have it. Let's react to the fight. Let's go. So go ahead, King. I don't know if you saw the fight and saw the highlights.
I did.
I'll tell you did. Good.
I did watch the fight. I didn't agree with the fight anyway. I don't believe our legends supposed to be fighting, but I love Mike Tyson. Mm-hmm. I had a newfound respect for Jake Paul, because he could have washed Mike. Mike did. I think I heard Mike had a stroke or something like that with the ulcer or something like that. So he wasn't at his full capacity. Plus, he's 58. A 21-year-old man is at a more of an advantage of this. But I call this an expedition fight. That, you know what I mean? It was a good show, Mike did this for a coming of age, you know what I'm trying to say? And I just want to make sure that I just don't want us to do things for money. That's the only thing. He should have been just respected, but this is for but Jake Paul is the master of making money online. He's been raised on the internet. He's only proved to us that he could take this to another level. I see him becoming a billionaire, and just off of understanding the internet.
Know your words. Say Mike Tyson look good for 58. He does. He look good for 58. Of course, right now we have a poll going on right now in the chat where it said, "Did Mike Tyson lose the fight for money?" Um, 64% say yes, 36 say no. So 36 say no, and I'm with the 36. I say no too. I don't think he. No, sorry. I say yes. I take that back. I say yes. I think he lose the fight for money. Cause think about it. They gave Mike Tyson $20 million. 20 mil, Hakeem and Jordan, and probably some extra on the back end because the simple fact is how much Netflix made so much money from the
Mm-hmm.
endorsements, from the gambling, you name it.
Yep.
Netflix did records. It was like Super Bowl records. And I'm sure they didn't even have no performance. That's how big it was. So I think he really did it on purpose. Not only that, but watching his documentary, him leading up to the fight. Don't get me wrong, he did have situation where he was in the hospital in June. He had I think, blood transfusion. However, his training was so intense you could even see it. The videos online for 58. If we had a video, we would play it. He was
Yeah.
going hard in the gym for 58. I think not only that, but me watching the first 2 rounds, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw so many openings of Mike Tyson literally knocking Jake Paul out, I think they told him not to do it. I'm just saying deep down inside it, I think they told him not to do it. And not only that, but a lot of celebrities react to it too. A lot of people were disappointed. I think they thought Mike Tyson was gonna go in there, literally give a good show, and knock Jake Paul out by probably the 4th round. Everybody was betting
Yeah.
on Jake Paul getting knocked out in the 4th round. And not only that, but it seemed like I don't think you saw how you saw when the part that he was buying his gloves. It seemed like he was just holding back. Like he was like, bro, I want to lay this man on the floor. But money is the root of all evil. So money, you're like, yo, I have to get this money. I had to get this bag. And you know, it took him a while. Cause remember, Mike Tyson was dealing with a lot of financial issues. So now
Yep.
he's in a really good place. Um, he's still going down in history as Iron Mike. Nobody's gonna never take that away from him. Jake Paul, of course, I got respect for him, but I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people was really disappointed with the fight. A lot of people find the fight to be very boring, not that much entertaining. Because the simple fact is, they want a Mike to go in there and really, really put it on the show and say, "Hey, you little boy, I'm gonna show you how a real man do it back in the days." But it wasn't that way. But looking at the scorecard, first and second round, Mike Tyson had it won. But going towards the end, a lot of people say he was winded. It feel like he didn't even have the juice anymore. I think he did. I think they were just telling him just to hold back. Go right ahead, Jordan.
Personally for me, first of all, I want to say this. Netflix. I know y'all guys broke the internet, but that buffing, man, they got on my nerves. It really, really did. So you got to get that fixed because I know on Christmas y'all got a football game, and then not just that, they got Beyonce performing the halftime. So Netflix, you need to get that fixed now because I know having an Amazon wouldn't happen. So Netflix, get that fixed. But other than that, for the fight, I thought, Jake Paul was gonna win. I know Mike Tyson. He had, Mike Tyson. What he did 20, 30 years ago. He was Iron Mike. He was the warrior. He was fearless. But I like I said, when it comes to this, I don't, the first 2 rounds, yeah, it was cool, but the last 5 rounds, I'm like, nah, it's nah. I was getting bored at it. My wife, she was on her phone and just listening to it. I said, "How you thought of the fight?" She said, "Oh, I don't know. The first 2 rounds was good. I'm not even paying attention because it was born like that, I'm not surprised that Jake Paul and Mike Tyson took all the way to 8 rounds. And I really think Jake Paul could have hurt him because I don't think a lot of people don't respect Jake Paul. Some people don't like him. I don't like him like that, but Jake Paul is a respectable fighter. He is a solid fighter. I'm giving him that. Him and his brother Logan Paul are really solid fighters, and they take it very, very seriously. But when it comes to a lot coming to this fight, to me it definitely was a money game. It definitely made easy money for Mike Tyson, easy money for Jake Paul because he made $40 million and everything. So and I give it to Jake Paul. He's when it comes to promoting fights, he's very, very good. I'm gonna be surprised his brother might fight next. He might fight not I forgot his name. You might see Logan Paul might fight somebody, another a big boxer, to make money off of that and everything. So I thought, like I said, I thought the fight was boring. It was just a money fight. As much as love, I want to see Mike Tyson knock out Jake Paul at 58, and I do feel like he He does have that type of power. If you hit him in the chin, he'll be knocked out. But yeah, Mike Tyson is 58, and hopefully, I think this should be we'll see him the last time in the ring because I don't see anything else that Mike needs to do to get money. Since he got paid $20 million, he got his podcast, he got his weed farm and everything, so he's doing pretty well. But yeah, like I said, I thought the fight was boring. And going back to Netflix, you make sure you fix you guys' stream because you cannot have that coming to Christmas time when you have an NFL football game and Beyonce performing. Hopefully they get that fixed. If they do that again, man, I'm canceling Netflix because you can't be doing that on the live stream. Even though I know they broke it, they need to fix that Buffett situation because I ain't like it.
No, but they doing the Thanksgiving too. Netflix doing Thanksgiving as well. I think next week they're doing some games on Thanksgiving Day. So Netflix is becoming a new powerful streaming service, and that fight is going to pretty much take Netflix to a whole nother level, even when it comes to the stock exchange. So this is just the beginning. Mike Tyson and Jake Paul just showing that the power of streaming, and that's where the world's going to is that direction. No one no longer going to cable TV. Everybody going to streaming service. But I was just disappointed. I wanted to be more actionary. I knew Mike Tyson, Jake Paul won't be able to do no longer than 8 rounds because Mike Tyson is an older guy, especially because of his situation. But a lot of people wanted that excitement. I think even towards the end, people was booing because a lot of people felt they didn't get their money's worth. People are still going back and rewatching the fight as we speak today because people are trying to see, okay, what did I miss? Can I see it was staged or not? A lot of people are doing constant videos about this fight because it was just because remember it's Iron Fist Mike. It was so hard to beat him. Now it was Mike Tyson in his prime. Jake won't probably would last 1 minute. 1 minute. He would have just knocked
100%.
him out. Shout out to No Chaser that's also in the building, and also Mr. Muhammad that's also in the building. He said, "Hey, I thought you guys normally go live on Monday. Yes, we do. It's just that we missed Monday that we went live today. Go ahead, King.
Hey, man. You already know. I already said this. Shout outs to Jake Paul. Shout outs to Mike Tyson. This was a beautiful thing. I just hope they don't get this weird idea where they start bringing old boxers to start fighting again.
And that's the thing, Hakeem. That I think Logan Paul might do that too for another older boxer. And the thing is, Hakeem,
But like
I don't like
who?
it, but it's smart because you can make money. If you can promote the fight very well, which like Logan Paul, Jake Paul, they can do, and they can make money off of it, I think they're gonna do it again.
But like who though? Who they will fight that's older? Like Evander Holyfield ain't fighting.
No.
He's not fighting. He's not.
You like what?
So I'm saying who can they
62?
guy that's legend? Exactly who they're gonna fight that's legendary. The only one that is Mayweather, and Mayweather already beat Paul Logan. So it's like, you get what I'm saying? Who they're gonna fight? And you know they're not gonna fight no UFC fighter because those guys can fight.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm just thinking like who will be his next opponent. I think Iron Fist Mike was his only opponent, and that's it. He called somebody else. I don't know the guy's name. He called out towards the end. He said he wasn't gonna really speak about him because he been calling him out for a minute, and the guy never responded to him. So let's see how that goes. But that won't be like a Netflix streaming. But that Mike Tyson fight did numbers, crazy numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Akeem.
No, you're right. I was gonna say if he was in Gervonta Davis welterweight, he can't beat no Gervonta Davis.
Oh no, you can't. Devontae Davis, they say they consider him to be a younger version of Mike Tyson.
Oh my God,
literally.
That man's an animal.
Like he's really an animal. He really knocks people out. So that what I'm saying. Like who else are you gonna fight? And then if you find somebody that's gonna fight, it's got to be someone older than him.
Yeah,
it got to be. And not only that, but I don't know y'all have the video of what's his name, Fat Joe talking about the fight. Fat Joe said the only reason why Mike Tyson did it is because of the aspect of money. Like he remember back in the days, Mike Tyson always had an issue with money because he had people always taking from him. You know, you had Don King, his organization, the management team, they were taking money from him. This is the first fight, mind you, he didn't have nobody walk him to the ring, and he didn't have nobody pretty much managing him at all. It's just him. So all the money went to him.
Yeah, That's why I
Go
gotta
ahead.
respect that. You know what I mean? But
Next level say they are finding people who almost retired in debt or lost most of their wealth. That's what Fat Joe was pretty much saying. Them guys don't really got money no more. I don't know. Okay, I heard Mike Tyson got Mike Tyson got 20 mil after taxes. They say he got 18 mil. But
yeah,
remember, Netflix probably gave him more in the back end because Netflix did breaking numbers. So I
And
won't be surprised
also,
he got even more. Go ahead.
and also doing it in the tax, it was a tax-free state, so he don't get a lot of taxes coming off his check. So that was smart.
Oh, really? So, that's perfect. There you go. That's the Fat Joe one.
Tyson is 58 years old. One of the greatest fighters in the world. We love him. We love him. We're going to love him till we die. My Uncle Feo we all love him. Everybody loves Iron Mike Tyson, right? But he's had a f***ed up past. And they stole all his money, guys. They stole all his money. He's 58 years old. Do we think if he was a billionaire and he had crazy money, he would be fighting somebody at 58? No. I've been hearing all the talk. Everybody saying, yo, the fight, it wasn't Mike. He's 58 years old. 2 years from 60. When I was a kid, my Uncle Angel came to visit my mother. And I was just a kid sitting on the benches in Forest Projects. And I asked my uncle, what's your age, Uncle Angel? He told me 40. When I tell you I thought he was a dinosaur, at 40 he looked like Benjamin Franklin to me. Or Thomas Edison, right? And so, 58 years old. I was talking to everybody. Papoose, you too. I was talking to everybody and they was talking about how they gonna blow the bag and they gonna bet it all on Mike. And I was like, listen, nobody worships Iron Mike Tyson like me. Mm-hmm. Trust me. Mm-hmm. But be careful, the man 58. He 58. So everybody kept, 19 out of 20 people told me they betting on Mike. I was like, whoa. Right? Now, I'm happy Mike ain't get hurt. I'm happy Mike ain't get knocked out. I'm really happy that Iron Mike Tyson, 58 years old, might have took home $30 million last night.
I agree.
Now here's the jewel. Here's the one. You ready for the yesterday's price is not today's price? Are you ready for the one and only liner? Like, are you ready for the yesterday's price? The jewel of this whole fight. The moment. The thing, Tyson's Muslim, so let's say Allah, me, it's God. The moment that we all had to learn, because Iron Mike Tyson been through some shit his whole life in front of us. A lot of you guys, I don't know your business. We know Mike Tyson's whole business. Everything about him, he done lived it since he was a kid in front of us. You know how crazy it is? He got a divorce. He got locked up. If he got this, if he got this. We've been in his business so long. Am I correct or not? Fire signs if you want me to finish this. Because I'm on date night. Okay? And so, the moment you have to learn from the Mike Tyson fight is throughout his life, he's had so many people who have had their hand out, that have been in his pocket, pimps, hustlers, you name them. Every time we seen Mike Tyson, he had 20 guys. What do you think they do at the end of the fight? They all need 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, 500,000. The gem of the night was Iron Mike Tyson finally walked in the ring by himself.
Ooh, you just said that.
Yep.
You just said that.
Listen.
He won big.
The fact that he walked in the ring by himself means he's finally getting all his money.
Yep.
Woo! 58 years old, he realized, I gotta get these people up out of here. God gave me a miracle, a frisbee. That's a miracle. That's a frisbee. And God blessed Jake Paul. God bless him for putting that money in Iron Mike Tyson's pocket. Of course, Mike Tyson is a better champ. Of course, Mike Tyson is one of the most... Mike Tyson is famous like Michael Jackson. Iron Mike Tyson, that name is like that. I'm not saying more than Michael Jackson. I'm just saying his name is iconic like that in Saudi Arabia, in Africa, in Asia, in South America. They know I am Mike Tyson. So, I see somebody like a Magic Johnson who I worship and I love. I love him. Super legend. Love him to death. Love everything he stands for. Love his whole family. But Magic Johnson says, yo, I don't want to see Mike like this. He's older. He can't fight. Like, I'm turning this off. It's not his fault, but Magic Johnson is also a billionaire. So a lot of times, yeah, artists, we love to sing, we love to be, a lot of us, because I like my fans and I love being active and doing shows. But a lot of us are outside because we have to work and pay our family, and that's our job. Some of the people that got the super big money, that's why we don't see them so much, because they don't have to work as much. They can stay home, chill with their loved ones, raise kids. But when you see stars 80 years old and all that performing, yeah, they love it. Yeah, they get to reunite and live old memories, but not, you know, if they had the opportunity. You know, my brother T.I. just caught a lawsuit and said he ain't performing no more. Caught like 70 million, hallelujah. But say, yo, you know what, guys, you know, but Iron Mike Tyson at 58 years old had to fight 8 rounds. And I gotta respect Jake Paul.
Got to.
Because not only did he give Iron Mike Tyson that bag, I sincerely believe he wasn't trying to embarrass him either.
Yep.
You know. And you know, we seen a lot of fighters fight their idol. Look, Kobe, rest in peace. Jordan came back with number 45 and Kobe made sure he got MVP that game. As much as he worshiped Michael Jordan, Kobe gave him that little bit of work. A lot of guys, you know, even though they idolize you, they try to give you that work. Shout out my sister Mary J. Blige, got a new album out, I'm on there. That's why every time, guys,
he be showing love.
I get on the mic or I do a song, I can do it with the littlest artist in the world, the biggest.
He show love, man. Shout outs to Fat Joe's Boricua.
Sometimes he show love, but no. But when he making sense, he making sense. I'm not going against
Yeah.
what Fat Joe saying. He making a lot of sense. He pretty much say what you say.
Cocaine.
Hey, he said the same thing you say. I came like he's old man. He shouldn't be.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be fighting. But remember, he had financial issues.
He did. And we got to just put a respect on Jake Paul, man, because Jake Paul gave him the bag. I don't think anybody else would have done that.
No, then he fight. He fought Roy Jones Jr. though.
Yeah, they gave him a milli. They gave him a
No,
mill.
but Jay Paul did give him a bag, a bigger bag. He did.
You know what I mean? And shout outs to Next Level. Next Level put something in the comments that we need to really hone in on. He said Don King and Robin Givens took most of his money.
Yep.
Robin Givens sued Mike Tyson for $125 million. I want you to let that sink. Mind you, she has her reasons. We're not saying I wasn't there. But a lot of people did rob the man. And then, you know who doesn't get a lot of credit nowadays? Mike Tyson's wife he's with now. We read she's the one who was very instrumental. Shout outs to Mike Tyson's wife. I don't know your name, miss, but I know you've been very instrumental on making Mike do movies, the cannabis farms. I heard those were a lot of her ideas. And that's why I said when you got a real woman on your team, sky's the limit. You know what I mean? And I think his wife knew his worth. You know what I mean? He knew his worth and she did that. And you know what I mean? We appreciate people like that. Mike deserves it, man. What he been through with his mom and stuff like that, growing up in Brooklyn and being locked up and stuff like that. You know what I mean? At 68, he's a rags to riches coming of age story that anybody can look at and learn.
Shout out to them, man. That was it. But I think that's just it for him for being in the ring. He said he want to try to get in the ring one more time. I think that should be it. I think he should raise people under him, have his own team. They should go around fighting like Mayweather does, like the money team. He should do the same exact thing, and then probably have them be in the boxing ring while he just sit back and enjoy the fruits of his labor. Now he can really rest easy. You know, he don't have to work as hard. Shout out to Jake Paul though. It was a really, really good really good show. Made a lot of money, made Netflix a lot of money, made history. That being said, moving forward, Jordan, I saw you put mass deportation. Go right ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, let's talk about it. So Trump, you know, he's gonna be inaugurated January 20th, I believe, and he said that's the first thing he's gonna do is start mass deportation all around the country, and encourage to some of these governors and elected officials, mayors, especially here, my mayor Karen Bauer, she is not with it, so she's trying to put an ordinance out so she can protect immigrants here. And I think there's other elected officials around some other cities that try to protect immigrants here as well. So it could like I said, the message which I say it could go swiftly, it could go bad, it could go well. We don't know what to expect, but it is a big thing coming in once Trump's going to office. So go ahead, I sent you 2 videos, 2 clips. So go ahead, play the 2 clips, and after that, we'll chop it up.
All right. Start either which one or which one? The straight arrow rules or the other one? I'll start with the one that's a minute and go with the one that's 3.
Yeah, there you go. You would start with that.
President-elect Donald Trump, in a one-word statement on his Truth Social, says it's true. He will declare a national emergency at the border as soon as he takes office and use the military and police to round up and deport undocumented immigrants. That would be a difficult and complicated plan. First of all, even Republicans who support deportation want it targeted.
If we're going after the guy that's picking tomatoes or the nurse at the local hospital and we're not going after the convicted criminal, then our government has failed us. Our country was built on those fleeing persecution.
There are 2 million undocumented in California alone. There are not nearly enough Border Patrol and ICE agents to round them up, house them, and put them on buses and airplanes to home countries. And the National Guard is controlled by the state governor.
They don't have the numbers to be able to do on that scale what they want to do. They have to have ICE officers, CBP officers. So it's unlikely that Governor Newsom would call the National Guard.
However, while the governor does have authority over the National Guard here, the president can call a national emergency and federalize the Guard, overstepping the governor. But it will be a fight. The California Attorney General releasing this statement today, reminding police agencies that state law prevents state and local law enforcement from assisting federal immigration authorities. We checked with the San Diego Police Department, and they say they will abide by the California state law and will not help the Trump administration deport any of the undocumented immigrants who are here. Jim Avila, Team 10.
President-elect Donald Trump has promised to carry out mass deportations of undocumented immigrants when he takes office. And right now across the country, city and state leaders of so-called sanctuary regions are being asked if they will comply with the Trump administration's orders. Los Angeles' Mayor Karen Bass and the city attorney Heidi Soto met with immigrant rights groups over the weekend. The two said they're going to fast-track a proposed sanctuary city ordinance to protect LA residents who are living in the city illegally. In a statement, Bass said, especially in the face of growing threats to the immigrant communities here in Los Angeles, I stand with the people of this city. This moment demands urgency. Immigrant protections make our communities stronger and our city better. And to help them in their cause is newly sworn-in LAPD Chief Jim McDonnell, who said his officers will not assist in mass deportations.
LAPD will protect our immigrant community. LAPD officers will not take action to determine a person's immigration status and will not arrest someone for their status. And LAPD will not assist with mass deportations.
In the middle of the country, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker and Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson said they oppose cooperating with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement in helping the federal government carry out mass deportations of undocumented immigrants. Mayor Johnson said in a post on X, "To the people of Chicago, no matter who is in the White House, our city will always be a place of welcome and inclusivity. Our fight for justice and equality will never waver."
Look, we're going to defend the people of this city because, look, his attack, let's be very clear, the president-elect, former President Trump, his threat is not just towards new arrivals and undocumented families. His threats are also against black families.
Over to the East Coast, New York City Mayor Eric Adams made it clear earlier this week he doesn't support mass deportations, but also says he's willing to work with the future Trump administration to fix the country's immigration system. Currently, more than 500,000 undocumented immigrants live in New York City.
I'm not a supporter of mass deportation. I am a supporter of making sure our borders are secure. Whomever is paroled into this country has a pathway to employment so they can provide for themselves. The national government fix our immigration so we don't have thousands of people sitting inside in a hurk of not being able to employ. This is inhumane.
President-elect Trump has tapped former ICE Director Tom Homan to lead the border enforcement effort. Homan has worked under 6 presidents and says he strongly backs Trump's immigration plan to secure the border, carry out mass deportations, and encourage Congress to fix the immigration system. For Straight Arrow News, I'm Lauren Taylor. For more unbiased straight facts, download.
Yeah, it's as you see a lot of mayors from big cities, as in Chicago, New York, and here in Los Angeles, they're not really thrilled about it. But Eric Adams, that's if he'll be here before with his indictment and everything before the inauguration, that he'll help out. When it comes to the mayor of Chicago and the mayor of LA, they're trying the best way as possible to defend the illegals of not getting them deported and go back to wherever they're coming from. So I do want to hear from you, Hakeem. What's your take on how some of these cities' elected officials, these mayors, are not really thrilled about Donald Trump mass deportation and not willing to help whatsoever when it comes to the mass deportation once he gets into office?
So a lot of these people are looking at it all wrong. And they need to listen to Tom Homan. Don't get it twisted. Some innocent people might get hurt. This is America. So some innocent people are going to get deported, but they're wild criminals roaming the street, and it's hemorrhaging our social services. Venezuelan gangs has took over Colorado, Aurora. Venezuelan gangs are running rampant in Chicago. Let's not forget Miss Lycan Riley, who lost her life. RIP to that young lady. Let's not forget the Chicago residents who are already talking about they're having a hard time. Let's not forget the millions of dollars that Eric Adams was giving out to illegal immigrants when New York City homeless population was at a disgusting high rate. You talking about y'all not deporting people? Fix home first. Mind you, I want people to come here, live, and enjoy the fruits of America. But we got to do it the right way. We got to do it the right way. There was a person I read in the comments who was from Dominican Republic. He said he waited 13 years before he was able to get his citizenship and come here. And he was in DR. He did everything the right way. Yes, we might need a little bit, but we want people that's supposed to be here. Don't do it illegally. And they make it seem like we're going to be the only ones to do it. Bulgaria, all them other places, they don't play about that.
I mean, preach on it. Speak on it again.
Hey,
People don't get it.
When they was coming to Spain and Italy and migrants was coming, some of them European countries said, no, go back. We don't want you here. A lot of people wasn't coming. Was they coming to England? No, you can't go to England. They was only coming to Spain and all these other places. So we need to understand something, what we're going to. And let's not face we're guilt. My parents are immigrants. They came here since the 60s. They did it the right way. I want people to stay here. I don't want people to think that I'm opposed. Listen, diversity and inclusivity makes this world great. This is what the country is built on. You know what I mean? But the problem is that when you go to places and average Americans are in a certain town cannot get a job, who you think they're gonna blame? When there's not enough food stamps to go around because you're giving it to people who hasn't been here, who you gonna think gonna blame? What about the Social Security service? What about ladies who are getting $400 or $500 a month and don't qualify for food stamps and they're 60, 70 years old? It's a bunch of things. You know what I mean? But Tom Homan, and I'm landed with this, he said his first priority is going after high risk threat individuals who commit crimes in this country and who are repeat offenders who get deported and come back. They're getting goes after those first.
See, they're not specifying and making that clear. I would say the media is painting a picture that getting the people all confused, like, oh, they're going after black people. They're not going after black people. I don't know why they keep saying that. They're going after people that's in here illegally, the criminals. See, they always get confused when they call about the working class, the immigrants that come here and they're actually working and doing some good to the United States soil. Those are the people they're gonna actually keep. They get rid of people that ain't really doing nothing and feeding off the government, where they could be using that resources for their own American people. You specify very, very well in the aspect of how other countries been doing this. They won't allow me to go in their country. You remember, let's say if I need the United States to go to somewhere else country, they're gonna send my behind right back.
Yeah.
Wherever I came from. They do not play in other countries. And I understand why people are saying, oh, because the United States is the land of the free, is the land of the promise. Yes, it is. But do stuff the right way. I can't go on the Canadian border the wrong way. They're gonna send me back wherever I came from. And you already know Canadian border do not even play like that. We have an immigration issue. We've been having an immigration issue for 4 years now, probably going on 5 years. So Trump and administration team is trying to clean it up. This is a land opportunity. To me, I believe the people that are here that's doing good to the American soil shouldn't be sent back, which I think they're not going to be sent back. But the people that really ain't doing nothing, just feeding off the government, they should go ahead and go back where they need to do and do the proper way. but it is going to be a lot of family touring, a lot of fighting, a lot of bickering. So a lot of people say how Trump is able to get these people in the military involved. He's going to bring the military back home, and they're the one that's going to do it. Shout out to Hassan. Go ahead, Jordan.
When it comes to mass deportation, I'm very curious how it's definitely going to go to California because, I live in the city of Los Angeles, and Karen Bass, she is not with it, and she's trying to find a way to, not get the police involved or any support when it comes to Donald Trump deportation. It's definitely going to affect families. I believe, they're going to start. I believe both of you guys, they're going to start getting the criminals out first, the one that's, really who's really doing bad with his countries, and get them and put them in the bus and send them back and everything. And also, I mean, I'm not for I am for family. When it comes to immigrants, you come from family trying to make you a better life. Hopefully, when it comes to that day comes, hopefully they can get some support of actually doing it the right way, instead of come out of board illegally and just try to find a living and everything, try working a job they'll pay you under the table, which a lot of companies will do, pay you scraps just to keep you in, to work long hours, anything like that. But at one point of the illegals, I think we do need like a clean sweep of getting some of trying to get some of the illegals out and not doing it the right way, because we have a very problem along the past 3 or 4 years about border control, how there's been a lot of illegals coming to this country illegally, and going to big cities like here in Los Angeles, New York City, and also the city of Chicago. And you can see it as before Donald Trump was elected as president, you saw that New York was giving food stamps for migrants, for food and shelter and everything, but not necessarily helping them of how to get get their papers to be legally here in the United States of America and all things like that. So I'm just very, very interested in how it's definitely going to work, especially here in California. I think, when it comes here to California, I definitely think, it's definitely going to be off the chain. I think, we might, when the day comes, we might talk when this topic comes to play next year. This topic we might talk about for like 30 to 45 minutes and everything, of seeing, Donald Trump, going through city to city, all the way here to the West Coast, to where you guys at in Florida, and all the way to New York, or how he's going to really, sweep some of these cities to try to get illegals out of there. And to see the videos and all this type of stuff, so we'll be definitely interested to see. So, yeah, man, just can't wait for the day, and the day when he gets inaugurated, and see how it goes, because it's going to be crazy. It's definitely going to be crazy.
No, but shout out to Ashton, the creator of Shiesty Avenger, that's also in the building. So that is true, and a lot of people are freaking out about it, with the mass deportation, because they're trying to figure out how Trump is going to do it. Like I told you, he's going to bring the military back home, and they're going to get right back to business. Now the mayor don't have more power than the president, so they can say whatever they want. It doesn't really matter at this point. Trump gonna do what he got to do to make things better in this country. Everybody can agree. Everybody can agree that Biden administration didn't do a good job when it came to the aspect of the immigration policy. So you gotta get the United States back into shape, because people are coming here, like you say, Hakeem. A lot of criminals are coming here freely, and they doing a lot of heavy crime. Sherry Bryan, she's doing better. That's good. Everybody's taking care of her. She's in therapy. That's awesome. That is great news to hear. We continue to pray for her and make sure she have more of a recovery. So shout out to her. Shout out to the lovely Sherry Bryan. You're always in our thoughts and always in our prayers. But Hakeem, this is a tough one. This is tough. Trump is about business. I told you, he's a businessman. He's about business.
He is, and I think a lot of people can't be getting emotional about it and think about the other people who are being affected. Like, people don't care about if Black Americans are being affected across the United States, and some of them probably are not able to get jobs. We hear these stories all the time. Oh, they won't hire me. They got a bunch of people who get paid for less. Oh, they're not going to pay
Oh, is
top
that
dollar.
true? That's true. You do hear that a lot. You do hear that a
You know
lot.
what I'm saying? Like, oh,
Yeah.
this construction man won't hire me because I don't speak Spanish, or stuff like that, or stuff like that. You know what I mean? So you hear a lot of these things. So who's getting affected the most? We don't want to seem like we're insensitive, and we don't want to seem like we don't care about people running for humanitarian reasons. No, we do want to do that. That's why we have TPS and all these other things. You know what I mean? But the problem is, America still have some issues we need to worry about. Let me tell you something. Besides the 2 million that's in California, that's undocumented, Jordan, what about the homeless?
You
That's
already
in
know.
how many millions of homeless people in California we need to house?
A big facts.
They still ain't cleaned up Skid Row.
Facts.
What about all those people? We talking about kids, mothers, all them
And
people.
this, how can they got to do it because the Olympics is coming in 4 years.
Oh yeah, no, they're gonna get them out before. Trust me on that. Trust me
You
on
see what I'm
that.
saying? So you worrying about keeping in documents here. What about the homeless in Skid Row? Can we get the homeless in Skid Row in some housings? What about the homeless in Overtown? What about the homeless in New York City? What about the homeless Americans or the veterans? Because as most of them are veterans, and some people who behind their rate. So we saying that we're gonna house illegal immigrants who cross the border instead of a homeless person who's from America?
Makes no sense.
So,
And mind you, put them in nice hotels. They're not putting them in
not,
sleep. They put
oh
them in
my
nice
God.
hotels in
Listen,
Chicago.
Chicago, New York, they was getting $400-$500 in food stamps. They just stopped there right now. What about the homeless in New York who are American citizens? He might not have an ID, but he was born in Brooklyn. The shelters was already having an issue. They already had housing issues because prices were going up. So you tell me we want to take care of people who cross the border instead of the homeless in New York, the homeless in Chicago, the homeless in California, the poor whites in the Bible Belt, and the poor blacks in Mississippi. The education system is shot in Mississippi, but we have enough money to bust migrants and back. And mind you, it's going to cost us $88 billion to send them back.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying I'm being insensitive. Like, what is this? Should we colonize Mexico? Should we colonize Mexico? Should we colonize Honduras? Or should we just take Venezuela's for ourselves so we can maybe fix some problem? They're selling a lot of beef there and oil. America first.
But that's real talk though. And I think people are starting to wake up to the idea and to the facts of it, because they see how the United States continue to be at the bottom, continue to want to stay at the bottom. And it's like, no, at some point we gotta strive to be what we used to be, one of the big houses. Crazy. That's why it's so very important, guys, to make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember, we do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. The only reason why we went live today is because we missed Monday, because I was recuperating for my weekend of fun.
Hey, they showed me a picture. He was tooted and booted. Diamonds on the Jordan. Diamonds on the shoes. Diamonds on the shoes with the fedora.
Not the diamond on the shoes, man. Don't be spreading rumors like I got a diamond on the shoes,
listen,
man.
they told me you had diamonds on the shoe. I say, is Roni selling dope? Like, I thought he was a dope boy.
Chaos paying me really well. You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, diamond. I'm talking about tooted and booted. tooted and booted.
Oh,
I say,
oh, what a
I'm
yeah,
older
what
than
a
him.
celebration.
Know your worth. Say happy belated birthday.
Yeah, yeah. There you know your word.
I'm
Nah.
talking about, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I owe Ron a nice present, but he looked at tooted and booted when they said, I said, are you sure this is Ron? I'm talking about, and the dreads was just nicely with the fedora on. I said, he's selling dope. I might have to rob him this week.
Shout out to Know Your Word for being in the building. Shout out to Ivy Wody. Shout out to Ashley Williams, the creator of the Shiesty Avenger, who will be going live right after us. Go over there and support the brother. Let's get him over there to 1K subscriber. He's getting close, but let's get him there with the 1K subscriber. Shout out to Hassan is also in the building. The lovely Mimi, thank you so much, sweetheart, for always coming through and always being the first one in the building, showing us love. We really do greatly appreciate it. No Chaser, Killer Swag, that was also in the building. Lovely Bobby Bryant, also giving us the good news about Sherry Bryant. We really do greatly appreciate it. Shout out to J Hub, who also supported the platform today. We really do greatly appreciate it. J Hub, great to see you, my dude. I love J Hub, man. He goes around, he always support people's platform. We really do greatly appreciate it. Shout out to White High, who was worried about us. I heard he was worried about us. Like, why you guys ain't go live? Why High? Anytime you want to see us go live, go to the community tab. We always put you guys, we always let you guys know why we're not going live.
But
it
wasn't important. It wasn't important. There's more important things to do a show when we're celebrating the life of a loved one.
Yeah. Thank you, No Chaser, for the birthday wishes, man. Y'all that I owe you guys also wish Jordan a happy birthday too. His birthday was last week.
Last week.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of people that was in the bed. Next level. Shout out to you, big dog. Go ahead.
His wife showed out. His wife showed out.
I already know it. Ruth Chris. Boy, I get you paying us good, big dog.
Brand new jerseys. I ain't paying y'all enough, but we gonna get there. Y'all ain't paying y'all enough. But jerseys, I'm like, hey, it's coming.
Hey, No Chaser, I didn't know you was Scorpio. Shout out to you, big dog. I didn't even know you was Scorpio. No Chaser, when's your birthday, man?
When your birthday? Your birthday passed or what?
Yeah, I already know. That's why he was missing, because I ain't seen No Chaser in a minute, though. Yeah. This is my first. I ain't seen him in a minute, man. You know, shout out to those that are also watching us on Instagram. My brother Dog, Big Don. Shay was also in the building. Shout out to Top Shot, Triple A. Go ahead. Go ahead, Hakeem.
I got to give a shout out to Mimi for always supporting us and being so supportive and nice and giving us encouraging words. And you know what I mean? It's I'm not saying there's not other people who do that, but you showed out. Ashton,
happy belated, No Chaser. His birthday was on the 3rd.
Happy belated.
Ashton is lucky to have you over there on that team. He is lucky. He is lucky.
Yeah, she's the last survivor left. She's been holding it down over there.
You are heaven sent. And shout outs to you. And shout outs to Know Your Worth and everybody else. No Chasers. Shout outs to IB Wody. Those are the replay gangs.
They do watch replay.
Listen, No Chaser. When I go back and I look, he got comments on every video. Shout outs to the replay gang. Him and IB Wody. Shout out, those are the replay boys. Shout outs to Gore. We might not hear from him. He's around.
Now that Christopher J. that's also watching us on Instagram. Shout out to Christopher J. too. Tommy B. Jalen normally watch from the clouds.
Yeah.
My brother, shout out to my family that always do and watch the podcast.
Donald, that's my G. Donald, love him. Donald's wife. I'm saying it right?
Yeah, you saying it right?
Yeah.
Lovely. Also support the platform. All these guys.
I was thinking of. I'd be forgetting her name. Shout outs to I have a brain fog right now. Go ahead.
Shout out to the whole that watch on Facebook, Instagram, Kid, and also Twitch, and also Kid. Make sure you guys follow so you never miss when we go live. Because we all going live tomorrow. Thank you so much, Kareem. Thank you so much.
That's another one of my biggest supporters, Kareem Stevie. Kareem Stevie, the twins. Oh, yo. Thank you. I love yo.
Urban Noise, yeah. No, Mimi say thank you. I love y'all. Y'all talk about.
I'm asking. Hey, listen, Mimi. Hopefully, we can meet one day. You know what I mean? hopefully we can, if God give us grace, because you know what I mean. I think I'm coming to Dallas. I think I'm gonna put on a cowboy hat and some boots with Spurs. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get a belt buckle, or
Hey,
I'm gonna just.
I heard Dallas got a rodeo,
They
like
do, they
a
do.
black rodeo. It's a
Yeah.
historical thing. I heard. And that was like so much of they got. I saw a video like they got literally a black rodeo, and Dallas. I'm like, we literally wear cowboy hats and everything. The women be wearing cowboy boots. Thank you, made me really. Thank you, greatly appreciate it. Boy, the happiest of the birthday. Yeah,
Yeah.
boy, I had a big old smile with a Kool-Aid.
You deserve. Hey, you deserve it, man.
Most definitely.
You want to know something, Ron? We be working so much. We don't got time. Same thing like Jordan. You and Jordan deserve it. Fellas, women, these guys put in a lot of work behind the scenes. They really make this podcast what it is. So, you know, I mean, these guys, I don't know what I could do if they wasn't here. So, you know, I mean, when their days come like this, it's only important to support and love these guys because they are the one.
Made me say, do y'all know how many times I've been to Miami? Y'all been ducking off or whatever. How many times you been to Miami? I ain't even
I don't
been in
know.
Miami. Killer Swell asked me the other day. He wanted to meet up with me the other day. I told him, nah, I gotta work. Yeah, it's hard to catch me because I'm always working, so it's hard to catch me.
Mimi, we out
Like
here
King, you can
working.
catch him.
Yeah, I'm extorting. You know what I mean? I'm trying to sell dope on the side. You know what I'm saying?
I can't don't say that when you know the FBI watching.
Hey, they can come get me. Everything is hearsay, unless if it's a conspiracy charge, my ass is grass. Yeah.
Be like, yo, you say that on that time, the timestamp and everything. Yeah, but damn, Mimi be coming to Miami like that.
Yeah. She do. We gotta link up though, but we gotta come to Dallas and paint the city red.
Yeah, well, Ashley, no, but Ashley's in Houston. He's not in Dallas. He's in Houston.
Yeah,
I know. Ashley would love to see you, Hakeem. Trust me, he would love to see you.
I
You
would
probably
love
have
to
him laughing on the floor.
I
Huh?
would love to see him too. You know what I'm saying? I'd love to see
Guy,
him too.
guys
My
also
long
very
lost Arkansas brother.
guys also so very important. You go to Cal Culture Radio in the description where you find the Cal Culture Radio T-shirt, the Cal Culture Radio hats. You see Jordan got the new shirt. That's the new shirt, and also the Cal Culture Radio coffee mug. As you can see, guys, the sweaters are out. It's starting to get chilly up there up north. The sweaters are out. We still working on the jackets. I don't know why it takes the jackets a long
Hey
time
man,
to
hey,
make.
it's a minute. Plus, is picking the right one. It is people don't know sweaters and stuff is cheaper to make, but the jackets to actually get the former. I know the people don't want no thin ones, but we gonna get something nice.
Yeah, we trying to get the jackets. A lot of people are waiting for the jackets. I'm waiting for the jackets, but it's starting to get cold over there. So you know, it is what it is. She has started reaching out after my first time. Damn. Well, that I say is always next time.
We're gonna fix that. Pretty brown, driving me wild.
Make sure you go to Cal Country Community Tab, any community tab where you can find Prince Hakeem book, Black Love. Now that he's almost done with his other book, that's about to get ready to drop. Hopefully by the end of the year. Hopefully you drop it on your birthday. I came in December.
Yeah,
That would be a
listen.
great look.
I got some things. We gonna drop the book, and I'm gonna drop my album on my birthday.
Oh, that's what's up.
I'm gonna drop my album. I've been working on some music behind the scene. Kareem Stevie,
listening party. Can I go to radio? Exclusive listening party.
Listening party. She's been my engineer, so we'll have like a whole rollout. I have a whole album I'm putting out.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, that's what's what's up. Let the people in on the Christmas cheer.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's dope, man.
Yeah. So we doing it. We doing it. You know.
I'm saying thank you, guys. We'll be live tomorrow, guys. We will be live tomorrow. For the people that missed us, we will be live tomorrow. So make sure you have that notification bell on. We'll be live and popping 6 o'clock Eastern time. Shout out to Mr. Muhammad. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. K. I Go to Radio. We over and out.